This is Saxifraga stolonifera, and it's not the standard form at all. The standard form has green leaves with a sort of white marking in it, fairly plain. This form, green leaves, green veins, red markings, and we think it's called Maroon Glory. And while we're looking at the Strawberry Begonia, here's a quick look at two others. Saxifraga umbrosa, London Pride, which is reasonably well known, different foliage, similar flowers. And this one here, Saxifraga umbrosa, primuloides, nana. And this is a really small, compact, tight growing variety. It looks excellent in a container, grows really well in a shaded, cool position. But back to the Strawberry Begonia. It's an absolutely wonderful little plant, and you'll find these plants grown in hanging baskets, in pots indoors. However, we use it as a ground cover plant. It makes a great ground cover plant because it's got really dense foliage, it suppresses most of the weeds, and it's really easy care. It is deciduous, so it'll die right back to the ground in winter, and it does flower. You can see the flower stalks appearing now. Red flower stalks. On these flower stalks will have white starry flowers. So in terms of maintenance, all you really need to do is to make sure that it's not spreading to areas of the garden that you don't want it to. This particular form doesn't seem to spread much. We've had this clump in the ground for around about 5 years, and it's got to about 1 metre long. Occasionally we'll get a runner sent out, but in our case it hasn't gone very far from the main clump, and if you want to, they're really easy to dig up. The only other maintenance that you might want to carry out is removing the spent flower stalks. We don't do that, we let them disappear of their own accord. We do fertilise it once a year with just a little bit of slow release organic pelletised type fertiliser. The only other maintenance is pulling out any weeds that start to appear, but once it's established there'll be very few of these because of its dense growth habit. If you look carefully, you can see the little fine hairs on the leaves, and these seem to deter slugs and snails. And if we look at the underside of the leaf, you'll see where all the red comes from. Wonderful ground cover plant, grows well in semi-shade, perhaps morning sun and afternoon shade, easy care, and we think it's a great little plant for the garden, for a hanging basket, or for growing indoors. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for regular updates on all aspects of gardening, and as always, good luck with your gardening.